Good afternoon, welcome to GrainTV. My name's Cody Bills. Today is Wednesday the 13th, and we had the markets mostly unchanged here. We did get the US dollar selling off pretty significantly today. Also, ethanol production and export sales for Thursday expectations we'll talk about later on in the show. But before we get into any of that, let's turn over to the grain hedge trading platform and see where we closed off the day. Corn trading up 1 1/4 cents, soybeans up 2 cents, and wheat in Chicago here up 1 1/4 cents. I think one of the things that helped move us higher here today is the US dollar selling off. That came as a result of really the retail sales for April coming in below analyst expectations, really disappointing the market here and causing the US dollar to sharply decline. When the US dollar declines, that helps bring the competitiveness up of U.S. commodities and goods, and in general that helps to support the market. I think that's one of the reasons why we saw some gains here added on to the grains today. Let's take a look at ethanol production here. You'll notice this week's production was a nice improvement. Last week's production was pretty abysmal. You'll notice we had a 25,000 barrel per day increase to 912,000 barrels per day. So a lot of what we saw last week was, of course, some seasonal maintenance, some preventative maintenance there for ethanol production. This week we're bouncing back, but as you can see on this weekly ethanol production chart, we are still below where we were last year during this time. Now, this isn't typical. This is only really the second time throughout this entire marketing year where we have underperformed 2013, but yet we still are slightly below average. It's going to be interesting to see if next week we can pick up a little bit more. Ethanol production has been running very hot this year, up 4.8% versus 2013. USDA is expecting a 1.3% increase. So what we have seen is a very strong production really from the later part of October all the way till April. But in general, since then, we've been kind of tapering off. And so it's going to be interesting to see, especially with petroleum prices the way they are, whether or not the second half of the year is going to be as strong as the first half of this year when it comes to crushing corn for the use of ethanol. We know in the WASDE report we did not get any sort of increase or decrease, any sort of revision whatsoever in corn used for ethanol on the balance sheet of the supply and demand report. So it seems as though, for the most part, it's likely that we see some continued, some production that really kind of tapers off here in the second half of the marketing year. Guys, pay close attention to the export sales. What we're expecting to see tomorrow for corn is between 600 to 800,000 metric tons, soybeans between 100 to 300,000 metric tons, and old crop wheat between cancellations of 150,000 metric tons to some sales of 100,000 metric tons. We'll have to see if some of these lower prices recently have picked up export sales. We'll be writing about that on our blog. Keep in touch with us if you have any questions. The number is 877-472-4607. Thanks a lot for tuning in. We'll see you here on Thursday.